first session today, that is building a resume, facilitated by Toastmasters Solomon Daniel, who is founder of Spectrum Delight, an initiative for awareness of neurodiversity. Beyond Corporate, a community of corporate trainers and business coach specializing in sales and motivation for business owners. As a corporate professional, he has 15 years of work experience in customer service, business intelligence, and analytics. As a corporate trainer, he has trained over 75,000 trainees. As an experienced coach, he recognizes the importance of both skills, emotional well-being in today's world, and of course, natural intelligence. His technique is experiential rather than theatrical. He supports skill building in a fun and informative way through hands-on engaging activities. Because of the ease with which he can connect with and engage clients, his sessions are extremely effective. Solomon is the human potential of capacity building for holistic outcome based on the PPC principles by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This enables individuals to discover their potential and improve their performance, giving them a strategic advantage in today's competitive and unpredictable world. Personally, I have known Solomon Daniel as someone who influences, someone who leaves an impact on people who have attended his sessions. With a round of applause, please help me welcome on stage Toastmasters Solomon Daniel.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for that wonderful introduction. And without any further,
Solomon, we are not able to see you.
Okay, actually, I normally don't show my face. I show my face after the presentation is over.
Perfect.
Okay, fair enough. So thank you so much, firstly, for joining this session in a very short span of time. And we have got approximately 31 participants. So may I ask that how many of you have made your resume last, or you can say updated your resume last? When was the last time when you did it? You can just reply it on the chat box. When was the last time that you updated a resume? 3 years ago. Okay, 7th August 2023 as well. Okay, just now. 6 months ago. Gautami is last month. Speak Up says 6 months. Okay. Pankaj 5 months before joining current job. Priyanka Das 2020. January 2023. Manvi 6 months back. Okay, great, cool. So, what is the main reason that you update a resume? Can you please mention that as well? And please be very honest to me. Final placements, okay. Ajmal says final placements. College assignment. Articleship. I never made. Great, Ayush. Or you are an entrepreneur. Articleship. Great. So I think we have a good amount of students here. Okay. When we have something new to add, experience certification. So let's say that. Great. Fair enough. I think mostly every answer is good. And they are all genuine answers. But to be very honest, the most genuine, yes, finally Abhishek told me the right reason. He wants to change his job. Yes. Internship. So essentially, resume building happens when you are in a dire need of a job. And yes, that is the reason why we make resumes. Bang on. So I'll try to cover for the working professionals and for the freshers, because I've got an amalgamation of both the resumes, which are meant for the working professionals as well as for the freshers who are just applying, or you can say who are just having a decent amount of experience, say 1 to 2 years of experience. But it will be apt for the working professionals as well. But my methodology of training you on this special session would be a very fundamental way of training, because we simply copy the formats from the internet and we copy paste, and we just change a little bit of words here and there, and based on that we think that a resume is made, and hence it gets rejected mostly by the ATS. I'll come to that later, but I will be quizzing you also a little bit. So let's move on. So resume writing. So let me break down the basics. How we are going to go through the entire session. It's going to be first personal details, then the objective, how we decode the objective, the skill sets, how we present the skill sets, the projects, how we present our projects, experience and achievements, obviously. So moving on with the first part, which is basically the personal details. So we have the name, address and contact, but already obviously I have highlighted social media handles. Why do you think that social media handles are very relevant today? Just replied on the chat box. Social media handles, my dear friends. And what are the social media handles where you are professionally already available? I want this room to be more participative, because that's how you will get more and more input. Okay, LinkedIn. Abhishek says LinkedIn. LinkedIn for networking referrals, Ajmal. Okay, come on, please participate. LinkedIn is definitely helpful.
Glassdoor.
Okay. So social media handles, any idea why social media handles matter more today than ever? Everybody is socially active. That's an assumption, by the way. Only after 2016, we have social media getting active, but only on the Instagram reels. Recruiters want to see the kind of a person. Okay, great. That's a very good answer, Nidhi. Big spread. Okay. Rashmi says big spread. Okay. You have got a better network. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So all the answers are very good. But I'll tell you, let me just move on to the next slide. So we use social media handles because LinkedIn and Twitter are going to be mandatory. Today, Twitter is also known as what? It's an alphabet. X. And almost every recruiter, whomsoever right now is in a startup or who's in the topmost creme de la creme position, he always puts a LinkedIn post or asks her HR or posts a Twitter post that, we need someone. In fact, majority of the businesses happen over Twitter. I don't know whether you know it or not. And I won't get into the question that please get into Twitter. You have to mandatorily get into Twitter because Twitter throws a lot of opportunities in no time. Recruiters are always spotting you. Reason being, they always check you what kind of posts you are doing. And it has somehow become a very critical part of your background verification check and the recruitment process because they see your entire timeline. So that's exactly what I'm saying, that you have to be very, very mindful as to what exactly you are posting on the social media. Imagine you are putting a political post that, all those who are non-Hindus, they should be leaving the country. It is such an anti-national, and certainly a corporate will not like a person who is posting these kind of things. They will like a culture, a good cultural organization, and a person who's going to be the best culture fit. Okay, so now the second part of the presentation is going to be, Gayatri, can you please mute?
Yes, done.
So the second part. So first part was the personal details that I've covered. Now I'm going to cover the objective. So I'm sure in your life, you must have seen this kind of an objective. To work with dedication and determination. I'm sure this almost every fresher might have, tried this. How many of you have agreed that, you have found these kind of objectives already? Glassdoor. Who's writing Glassdoor? Okay. And we have got one more objective. So basically, every single time you write these kind of objectives, to work with dedication and determination in an environment where can I utilize my knowledge and abilities towards growth and in the enhancement of the organization with my professional and personal skills. Whatever kind of objective which you're copy pasting from the Google, the ATS is simply going to ask. In fact, the HR is going to say, have this kind of an expression. Firstly, he's not clear what exactly you're saying. Secondly, he also knows that you have simply copy pasted from some internet. And thirdly, a very, very important part of you is getting missed out in the resume, because mind you, my dear friends, resume is a very important, in fact, it is your packaging about you, how you're representing to the world, your representation to the world. So you have to be very, very mindful about communicating the right information about yourself, which, by the way, a lot of people are not doing. I'll show you another bad example. a very, very common one, to work and obtain a position that will allow me to utilize my technical skills and willingness to learn in making organizations successful. Have you seen this kind of a resume before? I'm 100% objective. I'm sure you must have. So I will share you the exact format as to how to write an objective. How many of you want to understand the right mechanism to write an objective? Please show some participation. Okay, Pankaj Sharma says that yes, he has written this kind of an objective in his resume. Great. Mostly in the first resume. Gautami, you're right, because after that we have work experience and we write executive summaries. You're absolutely right. Gayatri, you want to share something? You're raising your hands.
No, all good.
Let's say the right resume. So basically, okay, this is basically for the executive professionals. So 1 second, I'll come to this. So let me first complete the objective part. Then we're going to come to the executive format. So the first and foremost methods for, specifically for the freshers who are already in the room is you have to showcase your 3 skill sets in order to accomplish something in a particular domain. This is the format to utilize my skill 1, skill 2, skill 3 to accomplish something in a particular domain. For examples, let me show you some examples. So this is here as an example, utilize my content creation, storytelling, and social media. Here, the content creation is the skill 1, storytelling skill 2, and social media marketing skill 3. To tell impactful stories, your why, the XYZ about India. India is the domain where he wants to work in the content creation space. Okay, so basically we've got 3 skill sets, 1 particular why, and the space in which we are going to operate. I'll show you one more sample. Again, can you please tell me what are the skill sets here and what is the why here and what is the domain here? Can you please write it on the chat box? I want my audience to participate. So here is the format, skill 1, skill 2, skill 3. What do you want to accomplish, which is XYZ, and which domain you want to accomplish. The quiz is, please tell me in the chat box about this example. Decode this. Oh. Okay, web developer is S1. Gayatri, how much time do I have more?
You have 10 minutes easy.
Easy 10 minutes. Okay, how much I'm already done with? 10 minutes already?
Oh, no. You had 20 minutes, out of which 10 minutes are done. But you can take another 10, 12 minutes, no problem.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Domains are SEO and SMM. That says the seeker wants but doesn't want to tell. Yes, right. Absolutely right, Debijyoti Roy. So essentially, you are telling something about your skill set and the kind of domain which you want, because if you are having generic, then you will be having a generic job role. Let me show you one more, and after that, we'll dive into the other parts. Can you please decode this as well? This is one more example of skill 1, skill 2, skill 3 in a particular domain and the big why. I'm a creative fashion designer with passion for practical and stylish clothing. I have strong background in technical construction and textile design. So here there is already a work experience. Basically, these are the few formats. Show his arrogance. So, what does this mean, Rashmi? Yeah, show his arrogance, convincing.
Sorry, which name, Solomon?
Nothing. I mean, just a comment. I was just reading the comment. I just wanted to. Okay, so
yeah, the earlier one which I had written where the.
Sorry, Rashmi, you want to say something?
No, the other resume where the person is saying that I'm a self-learner. So that shows a little bit of arrogance or something like that.
Apparently, in the 21st century skills, I'll just tell you. So I'll tell you it's just self-taught web developer, or you can say. So you're talking about this one, Rashmi?
Yeah. Yes.
So I'll tell you, in the 21st century, if you are hiring someone, will you like to teach and babysit the person and train every single person, or you want somebody who's already trained and who knows everything about the work?
Already trained.
So he's already saying that I'm a self-taught web developer, which means he likes to learn things on his or her own. And self-taught is a very big skill to have in the 21st century, because the changes which are happening already, it's very, very dynamic. So self-taught person in your team is a very, very big add-on. So
Actually, yeah, I'm just a new person. Like I want to do content writing and I have no idea about this resume or nothing. I've never prepared. So I'm
no,
just new and yeah, I don't know anything about it.
no problem, Rashmi, absolutely fine. Okay, let's move on to the executive summary part of it. So let me show you some executive summary specifically for the working professionals. So here is the format. Basically, your number of the first part is the years of experience which you have. The second part is the skills you have utilized. The third, which is the industry which you have already worked upon. And the fourth is the tools which you have used. I will also show you an example specifically for those who are like Abhishek, who's already planning for a switch of a job. I hope that you're not changing your job, Abhishek, but the reason that you mentioned was absolutely right. So here is an example, although it's very, very wordy, you can just go through it. I'll just read it out for you. Product manager with 5 years of experience in leading the development and launch of innovative software as a service products that solve real consumer problems and drive business growth. Successfully manage products across different domains such as e-commerce. So this is the part where the domain part comes in. And last but not the least, agile methodologies and user-centric design principle. This is basically the tools which the individual has used. So this is how you have to decode your executive summary as well. Why I'm emphasizing so much of objective and executive, because that is the header that comes first in your resume. And if it is not having a very strong, I would say, header, then it will go into the garbage, or you can say the bin, the trash can. So you have to essentially have a very, very strong, objective, or essentially the executive summary. So to it gets the eyeballs, or you can say the attention of the recruiter, right? I hope we are clear here about the objectives. That was the reason why I lost my. Okay, thanks, Abhishek. Okay, so moving on. 1 second. I don't know why I stopped the screen share. Let me just get back. So are you guys having some fun? I know it is a boring session, but let me try to make it a little interesting. I'll try my level best to do so. 1 second. Anybody has any questions? Because I'm going to any which ways take that up. Why is my screen not getting shared, Gayatri?
So it is shared. It is just taking a little time to load. So just keep it on share. It takes a
1
few
second.
extra seconds during the network glitch.
Okay. I'll just wait then. In that case, showing that the screen is paused.
Has started sharing the screen. Give it a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes due to monsoon, it takes a little time. I don't know why that is happening. Okay, Solomon, try stopping the screen share. Let me check if my screen is getting shared.
Please check it.
Um,
Oh, yours is working.
okay.
Solomon, if you can just share the PPT with Gayatri, she can share it.
I'll do that. I will just try doing that. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Gayatri, I just forward it to you. 1 second.
Well, until I get that PPT, we have our Associate Club Road Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Ayush Vedde in the room. Ayush, I know you don't need resume, but how is your impression of the session so far?
Wonderful. I think Solomon is doing a good job explaining how to make and what is the importance of creating a good resume, because that is the first impression you leave before even meeting the company. Based on that, they call you up for the interview or whatever the process is. I don't know exactly. So it has to be very strong. And I think if you follow Solomon's ideas, I'm sure you will get some good calls from some good companies. Thank you, Gayatri, and over to you.
Thanks, Ayush.
Yes, Solomon, I'm sharing the screen. I'll just need one more moment.
I'll just add what Ayush just said because I am one of the recruiters of my organization. So I just get turned off if I see these big paragraphs in the CVs that I am so dedicated and loyal and all those things. That doesn't work in. That doesn't work in.
Okay, Solomon, I'm sharing the screen. Let me know which slide you would want me to wait on.
Yeah. So let's go to the skills part, okay? Because I think that's the most important part. So I hope that we have covered the objective and the executive summary part. Let's have this is the identify the skills. Yeah. So basically, I'll just go back to the previous slide. Okay, fine. So here's the part where the skills begin, because skill set is the most important part which you have to display. That is the only thing which really matters, because nobody asks for education, certificates, degrees. The days are gone. It's passé now. We are only looking for the skills, and the skills which can add value to the company, because company only looks for two things. Point number one, whether the person is adding business, or you can say profitability to the company. That's number one. And whether the company is able to save money. That's basically reduction of the cost. These are the only two things which the recruiter is looking at, which the company is looking at. And for that, your skills should be very well equipped, whether you are taking the revenue up or whether you're taking the cost down. Take to the next slide, please. Okay, so essentially you will have to check what are the hard skills and the soft skills. And you have to check the overlap. You have to specify basically the hard skills and the soft skills separately. And essentially, you have to put the hard skills first, because that are the skills which really matter, because soft skills are something which you, for that Toastmaster is already there. So you don't have to worry about that. So I'm talking about the hard skill, how to put the display, how you can actually showcase hard skills. Move on to the next slide, please. Okay, so how do you showcase your hard skills? There are only two methods. The first part is the project which you have already done if you are a student. The second is the experience which you're already holding. So essentially, the purpose of the project and experience is to validate your skills, that yes, you have done that particular project, or you have that experience, and your skill sets are the only single metric to validate that you have those skills already in you. Moving on to the next slide, please. Okay, so what is a project? The projects are basically the things which you have done individually. Basically, it's an independent venture. Things which you have done as an independent contributor is called a project. Please go on to the next slide. And what is an experience? You're working with an organization, you play a specific role, and hence experience is equal to the projects in association with an organization. And in projects, you have multiple teams working with you. So essentially, you have seen multiple projects in multiple organizations. There you can see teams. But if you're talking about a single individual project, that's a single-handed independent contribution from your side. So I'll be quizzing you what exactly is a project, what exactly is an experience. I'll try to put inside your head as much as possible. Okay, move on to the next slide, Gayatri, please. Okay, so there are a few big mistakes which normally you do. First, please go on to the next slide. The first mistake is, please avoid long paragraphs, because people have 4 to 5 paragraphs, God knows for what. HR doesn't have time, management doesn't have time to go through your resume, only stick to the main important points. So make your resume as crisp and as succinct as possible. Move on to the next slide, please. Role is not mentioned clearly. As I say that if you are not mentioning your role, what exactly was your role in the project, again, it will confuse people. People will think that you have done so many things alone. It is not possible. You might have done with a team. So you have to be specific about the role which you have done in the project or the experience which you're already having. Move on to the next, please. Be specific about your role. Okay, fine. So I'm just talking about the 2022 jobs, which are very hot in the market. So please display the market. So one is the, just keep here. So these are basically the latest jobs in the trend, which are tech jobs, engineering jobs, which are very much in vogue Everybody likes to give you money for this. And I have got I would say I have got some important slides with respect to these professions. So I'm going to cover in the upcoming slides. How much time do I have, Gayatri? 5 minutes?
Your time is up, but you can take 5 minutes, no problem.
Okay, it's time is up. Okay, okay. Okay. So let's just move on to the next one. I'll just quickly do it. So these are, for example, are you in the, so for example, this is about the programming. So essentially, these are the questions which you have to ask. Are you in the coding team? What are the specific skill set in coding? So when these are the questions which are there with respect to programming, that's okay. You have the slide, absolutely. No, it's okay. It's okay. Move on to the next one. So these are the questions and these are the examples which you currently have. Just if you can take a screenshot, that will be great. Okay, move on to the next one. Strategy for the non-tech background roles, you can actually have these as important skill sets to have. So essentially strategy and the skills which are there in the strategy. So these are the examples. Under the examples, you have the skill sets. These are the skill sets. Okay. Okay, go on. Next. So again, in design, the skill sets which are really important are these. You can always search for more. Move on. Marketing. These are the skill sets which are very essential. Marketing is again a revenue increasing job. Move on. Okay, so this is how you have to write the project. So project name XYZ, project partner. With whom did you partner? Was it some partner, some vendor? The technology which you have used and the project name. So into 1 to 2 lines. We have the example in the next slide. Please take it. Yeah, I think we have them. Yeah, please go forward. Okay, this is the second format, project name, aim of the project in 2 lines, max to max, your specific roles in 2 lines, challenge and 1 challenge and 1 outcome. So I'll just show you an example. Yeah, this is one of the great formats. So just go through this. Again, it's a little wordy, but this is an apt, I would say, project which you can actually display in the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has this very amazing part where you can actually show your projects. So you can actually use, so here in the first paragraph, it is basically the objective of the project. The second part, what were the roles? And the third part was the objective. The fourth part is the challenges. So here the challenge was the conservative and mediocre attitude of the staff. So here a student wants to create a TED event. He wants to get students to the college to organize a TED event. The objective was creative thinking, critical analysis, and getting peers and creating community. The only challenge was with the management. However, the net promoter score was around 97 out of 100, which was a great, and a lot of attendance was there. So this is how you have to present your projects. Go on to the next one. Achievements, guys. This is a very important part. After achievements, I think I'll break and I'll give you back, Gayatri. So there are 3 types of achievements. The first is extraordinary achievements. Essentially, those are the achievements which you have to highlight in any case. You cannot not highlight your achievements. Okay. Achievements which are unique and personal. Achievements which are metric based. Metric based is essentially number of percentage increase in the leads. The number of, or you can say, Gayatri, go slow. You're going too fast.
Sorry.
Okay. So first, can you please take me back to the extraordinary achievements? So here, the second, can you see the examples in green? So in I'll just read one of them. Awarded as a World Economic Forum Excellence Award in Engineering Innovation. This is one of the examples. Take it to the next slide. Metric based, the number of the percentage increase in the number of leads, the percentage increase in the sales, the volume, or you can say the reduction in the man days, which reduce the cost. This is basically the metric based achievement. It is quantifiable. And last is classic achievement, typically the college achievement. You were a winner in the debate competition and winner in a Toastmaster. These are like classic achievements. Okay. With that, I think I have the second part. I would say that I will not cover it today. If Gayatri allows, I can actually cover it with the revamp in the next session with the last part. Okay. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Gayatri, and thank you so much for, Gautami, for bearing with me. I have actually eaten 5 minutes of your time. So it's all yours, Gayatri. And if you have any kind of questions, you can always take it towards the end. Thank you.
Would you like to show your face now, Solomon, to everyone?
Okay.
All right. And that is Solomon Daniel, ADR Director from District 124. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for Solomon